How's it going, everyone? My name is Darian. I'm here on the Wrestle Spot channel, and I'm along here with Jeff Hardy. Matt will be down in a second, but we are running one of the coolest opportunities we've ever gotten. But once again, I'm Darian.
What's going on, Chad? It's your boy Tommy, back at it again. Like Wrestle Spot was saying, biggest opportunity we've ever had on this podcast. So it is an honor. And again, as he said, we have Jeff Hardy here. Matt's on his way down, but I just want to first off by saying thank you, Jeff, for taking the time out your busy schedule to even do something like this with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, let's get this thing rolling, shall we?
Do you think you wanted to kick it off with a question?
Yeah. So, and this is actually coming from my mom, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
So shout out to moms. But I told her about this situation, and she wanted me to let you know like how important you are to a community like the Black community.
Thank you, man.
You are one of those guys that are in every household. It doesn't matter race, color, anything, but in every household you are a household name, and I think that should speak volumes. Because again, wrestling fans, not wrestling fans, hardcore fans, not hardcore fans, you are the first name that people talk about still till this day. So I wanted you to know that. My mom also wanted you to know that. So.
That means a lot. I just want to let y'all know the first song, it was a rap song. The first song I ever wrote, like down on notebook paper, there was a line in it, and I forget what the name of the song was, but it was white as snow, but black in the soul.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
Not
the
bad.
first song I ever wrote, and I need to bring that back because that's a good lyric.
Yeah, facts. I would love to hear it.
Yeah,
One day I would love to hear it.
That's
But
cool, man.
I had to start off by saying that. But go ahead, Darren. What you got?
Thank you.
So, like his question, mine is also from someone else, but someone else that is like truly we call great friends. They've helped us start up our podcast and stuff like that.
Cool.
Their names are Laf Not Famous, also known as that's his social media name. His name is Lafayette, and then her friend John. He goes by John Boy Bebop.
Okay.
They are the biggest Jeff Hardy fans.
Biggest.
Oh, cool.
We really wanted to include him in some way. They wanted to know,
yeah.
what is a world title run that has meant so much to you here in TNA?
Oh, man, this world title run means everything to me because I came close to ending it all in the summer of 2022, which is all in public, and people are aware of my issues throughout the years with drugs and alcohol. But coming out the other side of that, I've been saying a lot lately that all these failures, man, they have led me to salvation. And to be on the other side of that, I get goosebumps just even thinking about being 47 years old and a champion in TNA, back in TNA, where I've had a lot of amazing moments and memories that I've created. It just means everything to me and my family, the support of my family, my wife and my daughters. Oh my God, if they would have gave up on me, I would have totally gave up on myself. So they are my world. I owe them everything. I owe so much to pro wrestling in general because this gave me such an amazing life. But yeah, overall, this championship run, it might end up being the most important championship run of my career, just because I have survived through all these struggles over the years. And I'm so ashamed, and I still feel so much shame and guilt, but I just can't, I got to get past that and just believe in myself, and just continue to stay on the path that I'm on, and man, anything is possible for Jeff Hardy moving forward. And who knows, man, hopefully the perfect ending to my career would be to end up in the WWE Hall of Fame, go out on a high note instead of a depressing low, and I feel like that's going to happen.
Oh yeah, I'd say from what we've already been seeing, especially since you've returned to TNA, which was a phenomenal return, I might add. But since you've been returning to TNA, and I've been watching some interviews with you. I don't know if you remember this specific one, but Malcolm. We also know Malcolm Musclehead, Malcolm Memory, I think he called his podcast. But you mentioned something in that interview where you're just kind of what you just said. You're kind of focused on kind of rebuilding your legacy in a sense.
Yes.
Especially because, like you mentioned, the history that you have.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess, where would you say you are at on that journey, that self-journey for you?
As far as legacy?
As far as rebuilding that legacy, as far as you would want it.
Yeah, I kind of just want to, first of all, if nothing else, man, I think I have the coolest autograph in the wrestling world.
I think so.
So I feel really good about that. And I just want to be remembered. I kind of dig what Mike Tyson said recently about, once I'm gone, I'm gone. I've done what I've done, and, I am who I am. But, it doesn't matter. When I'm gone, I'm gone. So I kind of feel like that. But if anything, I would like to be remembered as just one of the most original, authentic human beings that ever stepped foot in a pro wrestling ring. And I feel like I've accomplished that, especially, and I'm so grateful for the Ultimate Warrior and Sting. If they wouldn't have been painting their face back in the day, I might not be painting my face this still at this point in my life, but I still get so much joy out of painting my face. And one of my goals in TNA, is to actually perform my first TNA theme, which is when I first started writing songs, and it's called Modest, and we're going to re-record a new version of it, but actually sing it on the way to the ring, kind of like R-Truth, let's sing that into the ring, maybe in a singles match against Moose, another Full Metal Mayhem reimagined, to where all the painted tables, painted chairs, painted canvas, and because when I did that for the last one, I was like, oh my God, I don't think I ever want to do that again. But now I think I want to do that again.
That was on TV. It looked great.
Oh my God, it was
amazing.
Another
We were
dimension.
just looking at some clips before we got
here. Oh my
great.
God, we loved that, and it was really the only way to. That had to be the last match, just to reveal that canvas, and a lot of people don't really understand that, but I was so proud of that, man, and the way it all ended, and to win these beautiful titles again, man. I owe TNA a lot too, because they've been there for me in all these hard times, and hopefully I can pay them back big time this year.
Oh yeah. I mean, and again, one more thing I do want to say, kind of along with the titles in TNA right now. Obviously, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you was back yet when we made the change back to TNA from Impact Wrestling and everything. So, again, I guess when you heard that news originally, how did that make you feel? Because, again, like you said, TNA's been there for you for quite some time now. So when you heard the news from Impact back to TNA, how did that make you feel?
Yeah, I saw the clip, and I got real excited. I think this is the coolest logo in wrestling.
One of the best ones.
Better than WWE, better than AEW. I mean, I think it's just so sharp. Yeah, he's here.
Hey,
He's here.
what's going on, Matt?
Try to do that entrance with that running juke.
That was good. That was great, man. Perfect time.
How you guys doing, man?
Doing all right. I'm Tommy.
Hey, Tommy. Nice
Darian.
Hey, Darian. Nice to meet you.
But we were just asking him, you can kind of chime in on it after Jeff, of course, but when you heard the news coming from Impact back to TNA the first time, how did it make you feel? Because again, TNA that's a very special logo in the world of wrestling. So.
I agree. No, I thought it was a great move. It just, I get that they were trying to get away from TNA, but it was branded and it is known as TNA, and it always will be. And I think that's why fans were so excited. It was an overwhelmingly positive response whenever we went back to TNA, and TNA just feels right.
It does. It really feels right. But Jeff, continue. What were you saying? Do you kind of agree with that, or?
For sure, yeah. I think it was the right decision, and it was kind of meant to be. And I remember seeing that clip and getting excited as a pro wrestling fan.
Right, yeah.
I was going, oh my God, that's so cool they're going back to TNA, because we've had so many cool moments here, like I've said before. And talk about innovative stuff, man. Like him and his genius with the Broken Universe was just huge for us. I mean, it was like we used to be kids renting these big VHS camcorders and making movies around our home. And it was crazy. So it was like we was kind of doing that in our professional lives, just 6 people out there running around throughout the night, 300 foot of drop cord to get these shots before the sun came up.
Right.
And then to see it be so successful, and oh my God, that was such a payoff. And then even fast forward to Undertaker's last match, to see that match, and I was like, oh my God, we kind of started this. This is so much like the final deletion. And Jeremy Borash is a genius as well.
Go ahead, Darren. Go ahead.
So my question goes along with everything going on in TNA. Quite the young roster that y'all got. Guys like Leon, Chris Bay, hope he gets well soon. Ace Austin. Where do y'all see the future of TNA, and how do you think y'all can contribute to getting that roster as strong as possible?
I think our biggest contribution is, considering we've been on pretty major TV promotions for a quarter of a century, for 25 years. We can use our star power to help get these guys rubs and get them well known, because there are a lot of people, regardless of what people say, we still work at a high enough rate that if we go out, we can have a good quality match. And they'll say oh, the Hardy Boys, I remember them from the Attitude Era, or I remember them from this year, or I remember when Jeff won the world title and he was the biggest thing in WWE, whatever. I remember when they did the whole Broken Universe in TNA, that was incredible. They said, they're on TNA again, I'd tune in to see them. But hopefully they get to see us with a Chris Bay, or an Ace Austin, or a Leon Slater, any of the young guys who are up and coming. And we love working with those guys. When we were breaking into the business, the older generation, they kind of protected their spots and their guard. They didn't really give back, but we are very happy to give back and help build the next generation.
I will say TNA, from the roster standpoint, I would say you guys have constructed a very unique roster, I'll say, and then, like he said, a very young roster, which I think is a benefit because, again, it's a long game in wrestling, you know?
Yeah.
So for your company to be set up for the long run, you want those young guys.
For
and
sure.
I think TNA has done a great job at doing that. I will also, I do want to also ask kind of another question for you guys. As far as this current run, obviously, as you can see here, we're tag team champs right now, right? So my question is, do you guys have anything planned as far as any singles run? Are we gonna see a Willow again? Are we gonna see, I guess, another Broken Universe? Or what do you guys have kind of in store for that?
I've been talking about that a lot, man. In Hillsborough, North Carolina, there's a new Willow mask. Me and my oldest daughter designed a new faceplate. And he got it and he made the mask. I just haven't picked it up yet. But man, once I get there and try it on, if it feels good, I can't wait to bust out a Willow promo on social media or something. and are super excited about bringing Willow back to TNA, man.
Yeah.
It'll be so much better than it was before.
How about you, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, I think, too, something just probably hit on this already since you guys were talking before I got here. But I think in this current evolution of what we're doing right now, I think, we wanted to go through and win the titles. It's kind of like the OG Hardy Boys. And then after we did that and we kind of like claimed the prize that we really wanted, and that was like have another strong tag team title reign. I think maybe even starting as early as Genesis, you're going to start seeing a little bit of an evolution of Matt and Jeff Hardy.
Okay.
Where they're going to transcend being pro wrestling superstars or whatever else. But we have some stuff, we have some ideas, we have some things on the table that we're looking to implement, and I think it will have some things that remind people of the Broken Universe and those characters that are a little larger than life, and we think it's time to evolve and like repackage ourselves. So we look forward to doing that in 2025.
I love that.
Well, speaking of 2025, this tag run, what does it mean for y'all to push towards this new year, and how much closer do y'all think until you can? You think it'll be done for the Hardys?
We're not putting any kind of date
Yeah.
or any kind of time.
Good.
We're not doing that at all. We're gonna ride the spiral till it's in. You
That's
know
good.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're both feeling good, and as long as we're feeling good and we can go out and we can do this, we love this, and it's something we dreamt about doing as children, and we're actually able to do it. We've been able to do it successfully for 33 years. So we're gonna rock and roll as long as we can.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my career might end at Genesis, man, or it might not.
Guess you
So
guys
that's the way I approach all these matches.
Guess you gotta tune in to make sure, right, guys? But I have one other question, obviously, but I wanna ask kind of more so. Let's talk about Genesis, since you just brought up Genesis. Obviously, you guys have that lovely show of Genesis, and I will also kind of throw in that TNA is starting to do live shows again.
Yes.
I haven't looked too far into it myself to specifics, but how often are we gonna expect live shows from TNA? Is it gonna be more throughout the year, or how is it kind of?
They do. They already have some
Oh,
for
okay.
throughout the year, so it's going to be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
And I think that says a lot about the success that TNA's had over the last year. In 2024, it was a great year for them. And like the last 6 months or so, we were selling out almost every show that we had, which was great.
Consistent. It was great. Yeah. It was. That's. Yeah. You guys came. I will say, TNA is one of those companies where, granted, I'm not one of those guys, but a lot of people's like, wow, it's not dead yet. With TNA, I mean, from what I've learned, this might be a brand that just can't die.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much like Matt Hardy. It will not die.
Will not. But
Man, in San Antonio last September, or whenever it was, like oh my God, we had the wrestling show, but then we did the meet and greet, and the meet and greet was like longer than the wrestling show. So much love and support showed up for us, man. It was so good for my soul, man.
Just I'm gonna give you a couple of my background. I started covering wrestling again, I guess you can say, with TNA. When I felt like a lot of people weren't really covering TNA at the time, I was on TikTok just covering TNA stuff. Since all of that, and now seeing where TNA is at, and then seeing you guys back holding what I feel like is rightfully yours, from a TNA fan, it means a lot to me. It's definitely great to see, because again, there was a point in time where TNA wasn't doing its best. You know what I'm saying? So seeing what it's done in the last year, like you said, or even the last 6 months, it means a lot to me. And again, I want to thank you guys again, because you guys are. I don't know if you guys know. Well, so you guys don't know, but WWE, this was my alternative. So I really do it's grateful that I'm even sitting here with you guys right now. But that was my alternative. So again, I just want to say thank you. But that's what I got. But
Yeah, the future is here. And you mentioned Leon Slater. Like
he's amazing.
Oh my God! And he was, you know, I kind of influenced him, and just coming back to TNA and seeing him do that 450 Swanton alive, it was just I said, man, that was otherworldly. Wow, the future is here, man. So yeah, it's a very exciting time in pro wrestling.
Is there any of the young guys we just named? Is there any of them that you just have to get in the ring with like as soon as possible? That are on obviously the TNA roster that you haven't already mixed it up
Rascals
with?
has been on my radar for a long time, so this
We'll
is
get
gonna
there. Trust me, we'll get
that's
there.
gonna happen at Genesis. But I'm open-minded to that. It only helps us. Even working with ABC was so great for us,
Some
man.
of my favorite work they've done. Yeah.
Yeah, and it sucks when injuries happen, and we stay in touch with Chris, and you know,
Good.
he's in my daily prayers, our daily prayers, and I hope and pray he makes a full recovery.
Well, that's going to do it for our time here. But as a one last thing, why should people pay attention to the Hardys? Why should people watch TNA in 2025?
Because we're the goats, we're the Rams.
Come on.
We might even be the Cats, the charismatic, acrobatic, technical savages. Who knows what else we are?
The dogs, the denominator of greatness.
Oh, that's nice.
The
Wow.
Ox, the originators of extreme.
Extreme.
Okay.
Oh, amen.
Hold on. I like that a little better than
We
goat,
got
to
we
be
got we got a whole zoo going on here.
honest.
Right?
Yeah,
That's what
and
it
the
sounds
Rams,
like.
man, I just busted that out, man. When we made the match with the Rascals official, man, you won't only be beating the goats, you'll be beating the Rams, the righteous, angelic, magnificent souls. You'll be beating Rams, righteous, angelic, magnificent souls.
I love
so-
that. I love that.
man, it's a very exciting time.
But
Well, with all that being said, we thank you for your time.
Oh,
We
thank
hope-
y'all, man. Yeah, for having us.
Yes.
Hope you enjoy San
Thank you,
Antonio
man.
and enjoy Dallas.
brother.
yes,
Thank
good
y'all.
luck against the Rascals, man.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you, man.